Hello, hello. Good afternoon. I don't know why I accidentally go live today, you know. But actually, the reason why I go live today is because I want to share one of the most challenging that I did, which is dry fasting. You know, I did 3 days dry fasting before, but it's not as hot during the time this time. Today the weather this afternoon, the weather is 71 degrees Fahrenheit, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere around there. And I really realize it's so hard to do dry fasting when it's hot. Kaya this is 2 days dry fasting, and it's really challenging. Hello everyone there. And yeah, I want to break my dry fasting. And it's not the food. Dry fasting, is the absence of food and water. Okay, absence of food and water. Maybe I will eat tomorrow, so it will be a little more than 2 days, almost 2.5 days. But I want to go one more day, but I think it's time to break my my dry fasting by drinking water. So many says to me, "Oh my goodness, you're killing yourself, Thomas. It's bad for your health. And we need to always be hydrated. But if you see who sponsors about hydration are those beverages companies, Coca-Cola and Gatorade, and some non-profit, but mostly for profit purposes. Okay, actually the body needs to do dry fasting once in a while. Okay, because you will maximize the capability of yourself, especially the metabolic water from your fats. I think most of our, especially visceral fats, most people don't like to have that one. It's a bad fat, and one quickest way to get rid of those visceral fat is through dry fasting. No, our fats has a lot of water actually, and by not drinking water, you make use of this. We call it metabolic endogenous water from your fats and also from carbohydrates, but mostly from fats. Has more water there. That's why you lose more. You lose more weight, when you do dry fast. Although it's a little difficult, but you cannot extract those metabolic water if you keep drinking water. It inhibits the absorption of or the production of those water from fats. Kaya very beneficial din talaga ang dry fasting. No? So yeah, I read a lot of benefits of dry fasting actually, and that's why I try. I don't want to read only. I want to try it myself, and I want to promote. No, not the prolonged one, but at least the shorter one. No, but of course, if you have the foundation, if you have the health, you can do it. No, I think it has more benefits if we go further than 3, 4, or 5 days. No, but with the supervision, because of course, if you get dehydrated, that's also bad. No, but if you just go within the capability of your body, then it's good for your health actually. Yep. Hello. So also another thing is you will value not only water but food. Sometimes we appreciate things when we don't have them. You know, sometimes we don't value, you know, the food, the things that we're eating. You know, we don't appreciate much. But if you are in starvation, just one drop of water actually a while ago, you know, it's I almost want to drink this morning because, you know, the nature of our work is I'm a mail carrier and we walk all day. And I've been walking whole day yesterday and today, you know, and the hot weather. Especially, actually, I want to challenge my friend in um, Antioch. You know, my friend Jeffrey. He did 1 day dry fasting and on a very hot weather, and he wants to do it 40 hours, but you know, his lips is really getting dry, and he can feel already, you know, the consequences or the signals that you should not go be, you should already break your fasting. Okay, so yeah, so he break it within a day, you know? And I said maybe I will do it more than that, but now I understand because it's more hot there now. It's not as hot as there, you know, Kundo, but still hot. And yeah, it's really tough, you know? And that's why I can hardly extend it. So yeah, today I want to break it, you know? And yeah, I'm just telling about the benefits. Actually, there's a lot of benefits. I read a lot of benefits of dry fasting, you know, more than the water fasting. Dry fasting is, they said it's 3 times, you know, if you do 1 day dry fasting is equivalent to 3 days water fasting. You know. For me, I believe on that because of my experience. You know, it's the toughness of the dry fasting. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days water fasting is easy for me, but dry fasting is really tough. You know, and they said you lose more weight, so that's why I want to test also. You know? Before I did 1 day, 2 days, not so much change in my weight. I can only see the changes in my weight after 5 days, 7 days fasting. You know, I lost about 10, 12 pounds, 14 pounds. But this time I did 2 day dry fasting, so I want to check how is it. So I have my weights here. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Actually, I'm 150 or 148 pounds, but this time I don't know what's my weight. Let's see. I don't know. Can you see it? Oh, less than 140. Yeah, about 138, 139. See that? Yeah, 138. So it means I lost 10 pounds within 2 days of doing dry fasting. Yeah, I think you really lose more weight when doing fasting actually. JV Anderson, okay, yeah. Thank you for coming, my friend. Misha Kate. Oh, dito si Ate Amelie. Kaya, I think I need to test more on the effect on my blood sugar and probably A1C, but uh, um, especially for people who have chronic diseases, hypertension, or anything related to heart disease and um, diabetes, all this actually. Fasting has a lot of benefits, but dry fasting is more advantage. But the reason why I do dry fasting is mostly because of uh, autophagy. I don't know if you know autophagy. Autophagy is self-eating. It's when your body recycle itself, especially the cells in your body. You know, the old proteins, damaged parts of your cells will be recycled, you know. Those that are not functioning anymore, you know, the body will recycle it. But out of dry fasting, you know, it's more than that, you know, it's more intense. So there's what we call mitophagy, wherein, you know, the powerhouse of your cells, they call it mitochondria, you know, will be repaired and will function better. Okay, so it has more benefits, although it's challenging. I'm not promoting for it for prolonged dry fasting, but at least, you know, one day, 12 hours, 16 hours, you know, dry fasting is really, I think for me, is beneficial for us. But of course, doing first water fasting before doing dry fasting. And yeah, of course, that's why I want to try it first. And the reason I do live is because, you know, it's, for me, seems like it's the most challenging fasting I did. You know, I did 7 days, I did 10 days, but this time I was surprised. You know, doing dry fasting during this season is really tough. You know, a while ago, you know, I can hardly even speak because my mouth is so dry. So, yep, let's break our fast. Oh my goodness. Water is so delicious for me now. So delicious. Woo! You really appreciate even one drop of water when you are really starving for water. So yeah. Oh my goodness, it's very refreshing. Woo! Thank you, God. Of course, I do fasting for both spiritual and also for health. But yeah, that's why this one is what I'm trying to exercise more dry fasting, maybe once in a while, you know. And I could really feel the challenge of doing dry fasting. But yeah, I think I believe that it has more benefits, not only in losing weight but also for health. So you've seen, in just 2 days of dry fasting, I lose 10. Uh, I lose 10 pounds. You know, if I do water fasting, maybe at least 5 to 7 days before I lose those pounds. But if I do 3 days water fasting, I cannot lose those one because, yeah, uh, yeah, as what I'm saying a while ago, our fat has a lot of water. So if you do dry fasting, you maximize this capability. You know, you maximize those water in your body. You know, and I think it's good because you lose them. You know, lose many things in your body that you don't really need it. No, that's the only way. That's the best way to cleanse your body. Okay, I think dry fasting is one of the quickest way to clean your body. You know, to detoxify your body. You know, and for health, it's not only for health but even religious practices. You know, the Ramadan and some religious sect, they practice fasting actually, dry fasting. The monks, they do dry fasting, you know, and for both spiritual purposes and for me before we just do fasting for spiritual purposes, but actually it's very beneficial for health. I just found out after some time that it's really very beneficial for health. All right, just want to uh, say a little bit about dry fasting and how it is very beneficial for us. Why don't you try even just 12 hours? You know, when you sleep, you don't eat, you don't drink anyway. You know, if you eat at 8 o'clock, don't drink at 8 o'clock until 8 o'clock in the morning. that's already 12 hours. If you extend it until 10 o'clock, that's already 14 hours. No? And if you want more benefit, of course, if you can do one day, that's even better. But the body needs to be used first. First and foremost, when you go for fasting, first we have to be fat adapted first. Fat adapted is, your body needs to get used to making use of ketones as your energy. Ketones are energy from fats, healthy fats, rather than glucose, sugar, because most of us are sugar dependent. The carbs we eat, that's why we get hungry so easily, because we eat bread, we eat rice, we eat sugary food, especially ultra processed food. It makes us, it not only cause inflammation, but also hunger. That's why after 3 hours you're hungry again. But if your body gets fat adapted, then even one day you don't feel hungry. But dry fasting is more challenging. Oh my goodness, I really love water very much. For me, I can easily not to eat for many days, but not to drink water is tough. So yeah, for me, these 2 days of dry fasting is really challenging, but also rewarding for me, and I appreciate this. This is the time that I appreciate water very much. Up a while ago, I've been waiting. Oh, maybe 1 hour more. 30 minutes more. And by just drinking even a little of this water is already very refreshing for me. Very, very grateful for having water. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for here. See you later. Thank you. Bye. How can I close this one? No, I don't know how to close now. Actually, I put live on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone. Jay Anderson, thank you. Dul Adi, thank you for coming. No, I don't know how to close it. Yes.